Hello and welcome to Manifest with Shannon. Today I'm going to be doing a reading on a message from the divine that you really need to hear right now. So this is perhaps, the divine has been trying to communicate with you and maybe you haven't been able to figure out the messages, whatever the reason. This message will be for those of you who need to hear it. All right, so before you, we have 3 piles. And on the first pile here, we have this beautiful feather. I believe this is from a hummingbird, but I'm not 100% sure. And this one, this is a spiral, this is group 2. Okay. And the angel wings for group 3. All right, so take a moment to look at the piles, see which one really calls to you. I will have the timestamps down in the description so you can jump ahead to your reading. If more than one pile calls to you, then there's probably a message from the other groups as well. So go ahead and watch more than one if you need to. All right, I will see you at your reading. Hello, group 1, and welcome to your reading. So in this reading, we're going to look at a divine message that wants to come through for you. So we're looking at the divine feminine. I've chosen these goddess cards to lead us off in this reading. So this is a message something that really wants to come through for you right now. So the goddess you chose is Hera. Alliance. So she's the wife of Zeus, who is all about, the people that you align yourself with it really matters. Like that's the gist of this card. It's about forming positive alliances with people and having people that are going to be working for you rather than against you. So before you, we have our tarot cards, and we have in the middle is the present, the past, and the future. And so we look at the present. Now we have this divine wisdom. And actually, what I really love about this reading and how it came out is that all 3 of these cards are basically looking back to the past. And here this one card's looking forward. And this is the card of indecision. And I feel like in the past, we have the 3 of Swords. This is the distant past. Something, and I get the sense that it has to do with the people that you aligned yourself with have caused you harm. They hurt you in some way. Backstabbing, I get really big time. And so it's broken your trust, and you're having a hard time trusting people. And you have a hard time deciding who you should work with and how to move forward. We have the 2 of Swords next, and you can see this card. She's standing between these 2 swords as choices, and it's stormy, like it's bothering her. So it's I feel that you have been bothered by not knowing how to move forward. It's a feeling of a bit of paralysis, of broken trust. So it's a paralysis from a broken trust, because I feel that you had put your trust in people that have caused you harm or pain or sadness or derailed you in some way. So that's the gist of this message that the divine wants to talk to you about right now, is this broken sense of trust and what it means moving forward. What we have here in the divine wisdom here in the middle, this is your present. This is you really harnessing that knowing and working with spirit. And this is also, if you're not doing that, this is a real strong message to really work with the divine. The divine wants to work with you. This whole message is about bringing forth a message that the divine wants you to know that you might not be able to see, because we're in our daily lives. We are very in the 3D, we have our stresses, we're either we're hungry or we're tired, our body hurts, or we've got a million things to do, or we're just unable to focus. There's so many distractions. There's a lot going on. So it's difficult for us to really focus in on the divine. And this message is coming through saying the divine really wants to work with you. And it's important for you to work with the divine. This is going to give you much clearer vision for the future, to know what you need to do. And it's also a message here that you can trust people again. So Hera, this goddess, is coming through to say she's bringing forward people that you can trust, people that you can align yourself with, people that are aligned with your divine, like soul family kind of thing. However, it's also a message too of having learned from the past, of recognizing anybody from the past who showed certain traits that you can now recognize as red flags. So, we learn these red flags from people. And I was actually doing an interview for a podcast today, and we talked about just this thing. We're talking about certain people are very toxic. And for me, certain red flags are when people are way too nice in the beginning. So nice, so friendly, so giving, so loving. They really pull you in. And then later they start showing their true colors, that they're not very nice. They're actually bullies, or they're very bad people. And I've personally come across this, and it's caused me harm. So that might be, it's interesting that they came up, and it's interesting that this reading is very much talking about something like that, because it came up out of nowhere today. The person who bullied me's name came up in this podcast, and I was like, oh my God. It's also an alignment, and I feel like I can relate to this reading because I understand, and I really feel like somebody you put your trust and your faith in the past. Now, this could be a romantic relationship, a friendship, a business relationship, some kind of a relationship. This is a group reading, so take as it resonates, whatever resonates with you. If you are feeling alienated from a certain group of people because they have caused you harm in some way, this is for you, okay? And it might not be someone specific. This could also just be if you are a marginalized group and you have felt nothing but, unacceptance and feeling rejected by certain communities for whatever reason. This is another thing that can come through here. It's about that. It's about this broken trust that you have and a broken faith. And this is saying people are going to be coming back into your life who you can trust. They are going to be divinely brought to you. And it's important for you to use this divine wisdom to really flesh out the people that are truly here for your highest good and the people that are just not. Okay. Going forward, beautiful cards. We have the universe. So the universe is the world card. This is a happy completion. This is in your near future. So it's like this cycle of your life is over and it's coming to a happy end. You're going to start meeting some beautiful people. If this is about a business reading, you're going to start making these great new connections and people who really want to push you forward and are honest and genuine about that. So that's a good thing. This is like a reason to celebrate. You might actually be traveling a little bit here. Maybe because it's so linked to the past, they're all looking towards the past. This is about you reconciling the past. You're reconciling these things and you're feeling good about it. The world is feeling good. It's a happy completion. You've been through all of it. You've been through the tower moments. You've been through the devil moments. You've been through the death card and the big changes, and you've gone through all of it. Now you're at the end. Now you can feel like, whew, I did it. I'm here. And, and now I'm bringing better people into my life and I'm in a better place. And so you're going to find yourself in a much better place soon. It could be traveling, could be like relocating somewhere, but I don't sense that as much as I do sense just that you're going to feel that sense of accomplishment. You're going to feel like finally I have everything that I wanted to create. It's moving for me. And we go into the Queen of Swords here. You're well armored for battle. She's got the chainmail and the sword. Let's see if you can see that. She's ready to fight, and so that's what I feel like. Your boundaries are set and you are no longer going to be, challenged to a point of it being toxic, these awful people. Like, you're going to be more ready. You're going to know it. You're going to see them coming a mile away and be like, nope, bye. This is the Queen of Swords. The Queen is like, hell no, you cannot pass. And so that's how you're going to feel. Very strong. You're going to have a very clear knowing who's a good one and who's not. Who's good people. You're going to really know these are good people. Like, you're just going to know it. That's the divine wisdom deep inside. The strength of knowing, like, that intuitive sense of yourself is really coming in. It's going to become a more clear understanding of what to do. So we go back to the Two of Swords. You kind of not knowing what to do in the past and having a lot of that old trauma and hurts kind of muddying the waters and not being able to see your path forward. Here we have you knowing the path forward. And it has a lot to do with you seeing from the past what didn't work and, the things that you've been through, and now being able to move forward with this clear, wonderful, crystal clear vision of what to do next. All right, so I'm going to do some oracle cards for your expand a little more on this reading. So first we're going to look more into the past, and this is security. So when I get from this card here, when it comes to the past, it's this feeling like you're not secure and safe. And so somebody or a group of, especially if this has to do with being bullied in some way, you didn't feel very safe, but you've always been safe. And this is sort of what this card is kind of saying. It's like you're protected and you are safe. Even when horrible things, traumatic things have come into our lives, sometimes, it's like the Wheel of Fortune. There's certain things that we have to go through in this life. It's just a part of living in a world that, there's free will. So other people's free will is going to infringe on ours. Sometimes it's going to happen. And so basically we have to learn who's the people to avoid so that we don't run into these same problems. And this is also knowing the divine wisdom of having that sense of clarity where you're working with spirit to figure out, who's good and who's bad. But more than that, this is knowing that you're protected and knowing that you're guided and knowing that you are being led to a better place. Like, you have the universe, the world card here in your future. It's a wonderful, beautiful place where you're going. So have faith in that. We have in the future going and release. And that's a beautiful card too. It's about releasing all of those old pains and sadness. Like, you're ready to let it go. You have a clear vision now. Like, it's like that sense of clarity that comes when we've been overthinking and ruminating on a problem for so long or a situation for so long that finally we let it go. Finally, we're like, I understand it now. I get it. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to stop talking about it. I'm ready to be more, clear about my boundaries, and I know what I want, and I'm going there. And a butterfly just flew right past the window as I said that. Wow, it's beautiful. Yes, you're ready to transform. You're ready to step into your, main character energy here. You're ready to up-level yourself. You're getting there. We have, don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo in the past. And I get the sense too here that some people or a situation might have made you feel very insecure. And it highlighted that insecurity. Perhaps these people trotted out some of your insecurities in a public way to purposely try to humiliate you or purposely try to shame you. And it got to you, and it did. And this is saying now, don't let pride get in your way. And own it. Own it. Nobody can hurt you if you own it. If you see people who, let's just use an example. They have a very disfigured face. Maybe they had a car accident, or burns or something. They have a very disfigured face, or they're very overweight, or they just own it. Like, yeah, I'm disfigured. I look the way I look. If people can't make fun of you, people can't harm you if you own it. It's like, yeah, okay, I've made mistakes. I own that. Yeah, I screwed up. Yeah, I've said things, and so have you. Everybody has. I'm no different than you are. Use it. Use the past, use the mistakes, use all those things and own it. Own who you are, and then that way nothing can really get to you. Okay. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So that's that. You've done the work. You've been really trying to overcome this. You've been really trying to find your place in this world. You've been trying to overcome something that has really been bothering you. It's causing a lot of, lack of clarity and lack of understanding on why things are the way they are. And so this is you finally reaping the benefits of all of that hard work. So I get the sense some of you are going to get offers that you haven't had before. Things are going to start rolling in for you that you just couldn't even imagine. You're going to find yourself on a different path that you didn't even think you would want to go down because you've learned so much. It's amazing how life can take these twists and turns in such beautiful directions. And I really feel like you're heading in a beautiful direction and you should really be happy. Like, you've done the work. You've really worked hard. You've done the work. And you've learned from the past, and you're finding your boundaries and you're finding your sense of purpose. So know going forward, things are going to get a lot better for you, okay? And right now, Spirit is just asking you to please work with them. And I say them because I feel there's a whole lack of people, but energies, I want to say. That we can tap into. And so you haven't tapped into all of them yet. So you've got more to tap into, and that's what they want. They want to work with you. All right. So I'm going to pull another oracle card or two here to see one more message for you. Okie doke. We have get out of your head. Okay. He's got the chicken, or it's a rooster, kind of chicken in the head. It's like, yeah. It's just, that's that confusion, the Two of Swords. You're starting to become more clear now. You're the things that you've been ruminating on, which is when we ruminate on a problem, we can roll it around in our head so much, then we don't have room for anything else. Nothing else can come in. We don't get any good ideas because we're using all of our brain's resources for this one thing. And so that is clearing. Now you're releasing that so you can start to have a clear vision of where you want to move forward and who you want to move forward with. All right. Thank you, group one. This is a great reading. Please do leave a comment below. I'd love to know your thoughts if this resonated with you. Do subscribe to my channel because this supports me as a reader here on YouTube. I love doing what I do and I want to keep doing it. And I'm so happy if you come back. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now. Hello, group 2, and welcome to your reading. We're going to be looking today at a divine message that wants to come to you. I'm working with the Divine Feminine. I've chosen the Goddess Oracle deck to give us a message from the Divine Feminine so that we can see what we're looking at, what this group needs to hear moving forward. So this is a message that really wants to come through for you. And as I was saying in group 1, it can be difficult to be inspired to get these divine messages when we live in this 3D world where we're so busy all the time. Our minds are full of other things and a lot of distractions here. So it's really hard to just connect, like unplug, connect, touch grass, and really connect with spirit. So this message is for you. Let's jump in. So first of all, you chose Ellen of Ways Patterns. So she is it's a Celtic goddess. She's about our patterns in our past and finding a new way to do things. So kind of what I get from this message is that you're being shaken out of your sense of security. Control is more what I want to say. You're getting your sense of control, that you need to have everything just so and just a certain way, and you need to know what's going to happen next. It's like this is saying break out of these old patterns. Break out of any kind of rigid thinking, and open your mind to things that you couldn't even imagine, okay? So here we have our tarot cards. We have the Hierophant right in the middle. This is your present. In the past, we have 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. Going forward in the future, we have 4 of Pentacles and the Emperor. Okay, so because we have 8 of Pentacles in the past, I really get a sense here that you have had a vision of somewhere you want to go. Whatever that means. It's a place that you want to go, whether it's career, whether it's, where you want to live, the kind of life you want to live, the kind of person you want to spend your life with. Take that how it resonates. This is a group reading. Everyone's going to be on different paths, doing different things. I really get the sense that it has to do with career. It has to do with how you're going to make money in this world. And so, you started in the back, maybe you've had a very successful career going forward. So I get the sense of some of you are kind of tired of what you're doing. You've had some success, you've worked hard, you have talents and skills, you definitely have those. You just kind of like, it's like a sense of not, a feeling a little bit of inertia, like not knowing how to really move forward here. Because you're stuck in the same pattern. It's like, get up, get ready, do the thing, go to work, come home, in a repetitive pattern every day. That's what I kind of sense here, is that, Spirit wants to shake you out of this pattern a little bit. It wants to shake you up a little bit. There's no tower cards here, so don't worry. But it's more to do with how you think. It's more to do with also kind of directing you into a different path that are like, you might be like, what? No. But you have to kind of face that. Okay, so let's take a look back you have the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. You've had this new idea. You've had something recently in the past where you're like, I think, could I do that? Could I really? Yes, no, yes, and no. And here we have the Hierophant right now. You're really trying to look to Spirit to find out, like, can I do this? This is a confirmation. Like, yes, but you also need to break out of certain habits and patterns to move forward. You have to change the way you think. So that's what's happening here. You're starting to awaken to a new way of thinking. Your mind is changing. You might be getting claircognizance. That's the one where you just know. It's like a deep knowing. You kind of know what to do, and that's waking up in you. And you really is a strong message here to trust that inner knowing. Trust your intuition. It is not wrong. So if you've been questioning yourself, this is like, stop questioning yourself because you know what to do. Okay, hold on one sec. Sorry, I just had a delivery. Okay. So yeah, I feel like you are coming into this new awareness now. There's a real sense of awareness, and if we come here into the future, we have the Four of Pentacles. In this particular Four of Pentacles, it almost looks like she's being choked, or she's choking herself, not being choked, but she's kind of choking herself. She's got her hands on her neck. That's how it appears to me in this card. It's kind of unclear the way it's drawn, but yeah, so it seems like you might be faced with that sense of security being shaken a little. Like you might be offered a new path or a new pattern to you that might be like, ooh, I feel safe here. I don't feel safe moving into this direction because it's not what you're used to. Or it might be something completely out there. Like all of a sudden you're being given something that's so out of your comfort zone that you're like, what? I can't do that. But this is like, please, yes, you can. In the distant future, we have the Emperor. This is you finding that sense of control in a whole different way. The Emperor, the Emperor is like the divine masculine. It's the doer. It's the action. It's the leader. It's the divine father too. That's a patriarchy kind of message in there as well. But this is you kind of like breaking out of that patriarchal system where you're doing things that you've been taught are the right way to do things, but now you're being faced with something different, and this is encouraging you to try different things, to break out of your comfort zone. And so going forward, you're going to be breaking out of that comfort zone and finding new senses of empowerment and feeling empowered in different ways, and letting go of that old ideas, old patterns that we all have. That it's the process of unlearning that, certain things that we are conditioned when we're growing up, especially, like I mentioned, the patriarchy. That's, a huge part of our society, and it affects all of us in a lot of different ways. And so this is you kind of realizing that and seeing how, it's not actually providing for you. The patriarchy isn't providing for you. It's not helping you. It's not a good path for you. It's actually making you feel strangled and choked, and it's holding you back. So you're going to break free from that going forward. That's a big message for you right now. And you're being guided divinely to this. You're being divided divinely to breaking out of any of these old ways of thinking or doing things that are no longer serving you. So let's take a look at some of these oracle cards to see what we have next for oracle for guidance. So it's going from the back, we have enlightenment. You've been on a path of enlightenment, and I get that with the High Priestess and this Ace of Swords here. Something new came into your mind and you're like, whoa. And everybody goes to a path of awakening and a path of a new awareness that you have. And this new awareness is something that you've been now heading down, and you might be feeling a little bit, okay, I'm going to give you an example, and this is tarot. This is just an example. I'm not saying this is your path or what you're doing, just an example. Let's say that you've had a traditional job. You've had corporate success. You've been climbing that corporate ladder. Then you had this idea that, well, you know what? I like doing tarot. I want to be a tarot reader. And so here you are, like breaking out of this kind of, ideas that you've used to have. And you're wondering like, I don't know if I can do that. People are against it. People are going to judge me. This is considered, devilry, whatever stuff that the patriarchy has been put in our heads. So this is you breaking free from that, going forward and being faced with that. Are you going to do it or not? That's the question. Are you going to face those old patterns bravely and be like, no, I'm going to do tarot because I enjoy it. It's what I love. I don't care what other people think. Is that what you're going forward? Is that what you're doing? Or are you going to continue to avoid the things that make you happy in your life because you're worried so much that society, the systems, and all of that are going to look down on you? Now, this is going to affect everybody in different ways. And some people literally don't feel safe coming forward fighting the patriarchy because it might be dangerous. So I mean, we live in a time right now, for certain people, that's absolutely true. So this is something you're going to have to face moving forward. Are you going to just free yourself from this rigid, patterns in your life that have been put on you from society, and also yourself, or are you going to break free from that? This is you moving forward. And I strongly get from here that it's going to be difficult for you to break free, but you will. Because we have here, the next card is wisdom. And I see you're really diving into the depths of who you are and what you want. And you've gained all this wisdom from your experiences. You are very experienced. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is somebody who is mastering themselves, who's really working hard on something. So you have talents and gifts and things to offer this world, and you know that. And this wisdom is coming forth in you going forward. So I strongly feel that this wisdom is going to overrule the restrictions and any kind of restricted feelings that you might have in your life. Next, we have in the back, balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon in Pisces. And I feel like that is in the past. This moment of enlightenment that you've had, this idea, I want to do this instead. I want to do this thing that's not really, that society doesn't really look too highly upon, but I enjoy. So that can come in any way, shape, or form. It really depends on the culture you're raised in and the city you're raised in, the country, and all of these different things come into play. So I can't really give specific examples. It's going to be different for everyone, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so that's you kind of okay, I've been working and doing these things in the 3D realm. Now I really want to awaken and feel like that sense of spirit. I want to work with my energies. I want to work in a higher way. I don't want to be so 3D. I want to step out from that. So this is you kind of learning how to balance that in your past. You've really been working on that. And finally, we have believe in the possible blue moon going forward. So this is what you need to embrace here, is that anything is possible. Anything, the weirdest things come out. Life is not normal. It's like everyone always says, I say life is not normal. Life is what's normal is what I mean to say. What is normal exactly? it's again, the patriarchy has decided, there's a group of people have come together and decided, well, this is what normal is, and that's where everybody, because we need order. And you're like, that's fine for you, but that doesn't work for me or any of these other people over here. We don't want that. So this is you breaking out of that and saying, you want to live that life? You go right ahead. I'm going to do my own thing. And I'm going to believe in a beautiful life for myself. And you know what? Spirit loves that. If you're going against the norm and you're following your true heart's calling, you will have your path paved in front of you with gold. Like, might not be an easy path, but you will get there, because that's what's really divinely supported, is when you follow your true potential and your higher calling. And you have a higher calling, you know it. You're just not sure if you can do it. You're feeling a little insecure and you're feeling like it's not safe, but it is, and you will be protected. You just have to believe in them possibles, like that card. All right, so I'm going to choose one more card here for you. Another quick message from this oracle deck. Okay, we have, unknown gift. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so that's something that you've been just made aware of now, and you're starting to realize that you're probably psychic and a lot of things, something that is unorthodox, let's say that way. There's something that you have wakened up to, some kind of gift, talent, or what you've been working. You have always had this. You've been working on it for a long time, and now you're wondering, can I monetize this? Can I step into this other world? Can I do this? Like, this is like an unknown gift. Yes, it's beautiful. What you have to sing to this world is beautiful. It is needed. Don't be scared to do it. Don't hold yourself back because you're worried about what other people think, or you're worried that society will look down upon you. You know, change and progress doesn't happen by people playing safe. You don't want to play safe. You won't live the life that make you happy. Now is time to break out from that and to be brave and to live that life of enlightenment that you want. It's there for you. It's waiting for you. And you have a special gift or talent that this world really needs, and it wants you. Your divine team is like, hell yes, please. Like, let's do this. Just work with us. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to my channel, because I'd love to have you back. And it helps me also tune into my readers and the people who watch this channel, and what you need in the readings. I can tailor them better. And also, please do, like, share, comment on the video. All this helps the algorithm so that I get my videos seen, and I would love that. Thank you so much for joining me and supporting this channel. Bye now. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. This reading is going to be a divine message for you that wants to come through. So it's going to be a divine feminine message. I've chosen the goddess card to lead the reading. So let's jump in. First of all, you've chosen green Tara. It's Tibetan goddess for salvation. A couple of things. When I was pulling out the 3 cards, I pulled out the third one, and I instantly got a pinch in my left neck. And I usually don't have any pain on the left side of my neck, but it was so bad that I had to pull out the topicals, cream to rub on it, and I took an Advil just to feel better. It's like, it came out of nowhere, and it came with this pile. And so I really sensed a feeling of pain. And with salvation coming in here, this is saying, like, you're being released from negativity. You're being released from fear. You're being released from any of these burdens in your life that have been coming at you. So here's our tarot cards, past leading into the future. So we have here in the distant past, 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is that up all night worrying about things, often that are, like bigger worries than we've made them out to be. And that might be true for you, but I really feel like you've been, like, in the distant past, trauma. I really sense trauma with this group, whether it's childhood trauma or just things that have happened in your life. You're feeling trauma, and that trauma has really been negatively affecting you. in the distant past, like it was really hard for you. And maybe you have, because my neck hurts so much, maybe you've been having to deal with a lot of physical ailments from the result of this intense anxiety and fear that you've been feeling, and the trauma that's kind of gone into your body. And salvation is just this healing card coming in. It's like you're finding healing now. And I really sense too, like you've probably had some chronic pain, is my guess. A chronic pain in certain parts of your body. Maybe it's your hip or your neck or your shoulder. For me, it's this pain that just came on was my left neck and shoulder. So, you know, that's bearing the weight of the world on our shoulders. It's when we have a tension. Maybe you've had headaches. You've been dealing with some chronic pain. And so with Two of Wands here, I feel like you've been trying to find a better way. You've been looking for a solution to this pain that you've been feeling, and this fear and anxiety, and you know that they're linked. So you've been maybe looking at different kinds of holistic or medical ways, treatments that will help you. That's what I sense. Like I sense that you've been looking at ways to heal yourself. And now coming into the present, we have the Magician. The Magician uses all of the tools in his, in his world. We have air, earth, water, and fire. You have all of the elements at your disposal. This is about you taking things into your own hands now and finding, like, it would be this, finding your own path to health. And that you actually, it's within you. You can cure yourself if that's what this is coming down to. If it's about health and pain. And by the way, I'm not doing a health reading. You follow your doctor's advice. This is not like that. This is commenting on what I sense is that you've been down a road of trying to work with chronic pain or chronic illness or something. And this is you now finding a different doctors and ways, and you're using your own intuition, you're working with spirit too, but you're using your own intellect in your own like research and things, and you're moving forward in a new path. And here we have the Ace of Pentacles coming up. You're going to find a new method, and I sense it might have to do with hands-on kind of a thing, some modern kind of healing with the hands, and I'm not sure what that could be. Reiki could be, for example, anything. So somebody using their hands to manipulate your body in some way to heal. So you're going to find a new healing partner, somebody who's going to help you. And we have over here Justice in the distant future. This is the balance of the scales. This is you finding that sense of peace and balance in your life from righting the wrongs. So a lot of the things that are wrong in your body are going to start to feel healed. So this is a healing message. Like, you're on a path of salvation. You're on a path of healing and rejuvenation, and coming out of a dark time, that has really hurt your body. And it might also have hurt your financial situation too, if you haven't been able to work, like you've been on disability or something like that. Or you just, whatever reason, however that manifests in your life, going forward now, you're going to have new opportunities because you're going to start to find healing methods that are working. So things are going to start working for you, okay? It's all evening out, and you're going to find that release. There's a release coming, and it's a balancing of the scales. It's like also you learning how to heal your own body, like finding methods. Perhaps it's ways of thinking, like if you're using maybe cognitive behavioral therapy, if you're having a lot of anxiety, that might help. Just something, I don't know what, it could be anything, any kind of modality of healing that you're doing yourself, mantras, something, healing, stretching, exercise, something you're doing on a daily basis, and you are bringing balance back into your life in that way, because you are working on the problem, and you're finding people who are going to be reaching out to you and giving you help. So you're going to have that help coming in. All right, so let's take a look at your oracle cards. So we have forgiveness. This is going in the past. Again, that's trauma. I'm feeling a sense of trauma, and I feel like in the past, you've been working on the emotional aspects of these things, like trying to forgive, trying to move forward, trying to look forward. And now coming forward, you're trying to release it from your physical body. And part of that is forgiveness. It's forgiving. Forgiveness is a difficult word to say, and they need to come up with something else. I think should, instead of forgiving, releasing. It's like I'm releasing their hold over me and the trauma that they caused me. I'm releasing this. Or if it's maybe you did something you regret, I'm releasing this now. I can't change the past. I've come to terms with this now, and I'm letting it go. And that's more what forgiveness is. It's not about saying, I forgive you, let's come to my house now. It's more like, I'm letting this go because I have to in order to move on. Next, we have new beginnings. See, with the Ace of Pentacles going forward, there's a whole new path opening up to you. Whole new beginnings, and you see the sun coming up. It's like you're going to start to see clearly. You're going to start to see a better way. And another thing I want to say to you is, like, this reading might be tied to group 2, because in group 2 there was a butterfly that was flying out in my yard, because I'm sitting at a table that's facing a door that looks out into my backyard. But as I was dealing out these cards, this butterfly came right up to this window twice. So it's a real sense of transformation that's happening here. Whole new beginning. Like when I see butterflies and they come right in my face and stuff like that, that's a blessing in how I see it. I see it as a blessing, as spirit saying, like, expect things to get better. Your situation's going to transform. It's going to be okay. That's the message I get here. So yeah, so in the past we have take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. Yeah, that's that anxiety that you've been trying to manage, the fear, the traumas, learning it. I feel like in the past you've tried emotionally, been trying to deal with things, and now moving forward, you're physically working on things. So, in a real mindful way. So things are going to get much better for you, and you're going to be opening up new doors. Finally, we have show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius. That's like you're finally stepping out because you feel better. So you're finally, like, maybe I get this sense some of you are going to tell your story. You might be doing this online, perhaps on a social media. You start talking about the things and how you overcame them. Maybe you'll share your wisdom with others, and that might be a new way that you kind of find a new job for yourself, like a monetization where you're able to guide others who've gone through the same thing as you. So you're turning something bad into something good. It also is just you feeling able to come out and step forward and show, like, feeling more secure and feeling more like allowing yourself to be vulnerable without feeling vulnerable, like out feeling like you're going to be hurt, because you've managed to heal so much of the trauma that you're actually feeling more confident and more strong. So you're going to be showing the real you to more people and less hiding away. You might have been in hermit mode for quite a while, because what happens, I have chronic pain, so I totally get it. And if I'm in a lot of pain, I don't want to go out. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to do anything. I'm in my room, my headphones on and my tarot cards, and I'm just by myself. So I totally get it. And I feel like you're finally going to start to come out now, and because you're feeling better. And we're going in, if you're watching this, this is late spring where I live. And so things are blooming and the sun is shining, and if there's a sense of hope and renewal coming. All right, so let's see one more card for you from this oracle deck before we close the reading. Okay. Nope. Let's try again. Oh, there we go. Victory. Oh, beautiful. I love this. Wow, victory. Yes, salvation, victory. You will overcome these obstacles. You're going to overcome your trauma. You're going to overcome your chronic illness. You're going to overcome your pain. You're going to find a way out. You are on the process of healing. Like, victory is yours. This is a beautiful message. I'm so glad I got to read this for you. And that's why I had this, like, the angel that came in. I just knew you needed to hear this. Like, you need someone to tell you that it's going to be okay, that the work you're doing is working, and that new things are coming, and that you're going to find a path out. And it's, don't give up hope. Things are coming to release you from this dark place that is more like it's not so much the dark place. I don't sense that you're in a dark place in your head right now. It's more like releasing the past, releasing this old traumas and old hurts and old fears. And now you're finally freeing yourself from this so you can feel good and you feel victorious. That's how I feel. Like, yes, I did it. I feel it's like somebody who's been struggling with their weight for a very long time and has had knee pain and hip pain and all these things. And you finally found an exercise program and a diet that really works for you, that you enjoy doing, and you've lost, the weight you needed to lose, and your body is a lot stronger. You feel so good that you're able to go out and show yourself to the world. That's the kind of feeling that I get from this pile. Like, you're heading towards that. And I just saw another little white butterfly. So yes, this is a beautiful message for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Do subscribe to my channel. So I'd love to have you back, and it helps me to get to know you better so that I can do better readings for you in the future, and support this channel. Like, share, comment. This all supports me as a creator, and I just love to hear from you anyway. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye now.